We're here at Identity Week Europe 2023. I'm joined now by Robert Mitwicki from the Human Colossus Foundation. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you here. How does the Human Colossus Foundation fit into the identity ecosystem?
So what we are trying to achieve with Human Colossus Foundation approach is that we try to look on the identity from slightly different perspective. That identity by nature is decentralized, and we are trying to figure it out how to apply technology to reflect that in the digital space, where a lot of companies trying to apply a digitalization in a hard way, means converting what we already know and reflect that in the information system instead of looking on the problems from the broader perspective. And identity on its own is a very delicate topic because it can harm individuals, it can cause a lot of uncomfortable situation for those who actually forced to use that digital identity, and in the context of what they have learned so far and how they used to leveraging that technology into analog world where they are familiar with the human interactions.
How can the cloud evolve to facilitate the better security and privacy of data stored?
So one of the biggest problems of the cloud security is the security about the location itself. So as soon as you put the data into the cloud, you're assuming that the fence around the cloud is secure enough that in case of interactions with that ecosystem, that the data will resist in that specific location. But as soon as we start interacting in the more diverse ecosystems, the data needs to leave that location. And means that we are stripping away the security because we are leaving the location, and we need to think much more in the direction of securing the data in motion than the location and where the data are located and stored.
And security is obviously very important. How does data integrity and security impact the user's trust?
So obviously security is related to certain characteristics of the information which we are securing. So obviously if we want to secure information which changes over time, you can't rely on that information. So simply give an example, if you are securing a credential like passport, and you're allowing users to change the data within the passport after issuing the document, obviously it's not allowed. And from analog world, we know that because we're securing the physical document and we are not carrying on a copy of that document all over the places, right? In the digital space, it's way harder because the data is easy to copy. It's easy to duplicate them. So we need to assure about the integrity of the data, otherwise the security will not have any value in a specific use cases.
How important is collaboration and interoperability in the supply chain and transferring data?
So supply chain, by definition, is very complex because of the diversity of actors which are part of that. And having those digital solutions to secure that chain from the perspective of the data exchange, it's really hard to apply that as a cross-governance ecosystem. Because each of those individuals, they are following a different rules. They are responsible for a different regulation within their local jurisdiction, and they are not always interested to comply with someone else's regulation. And when you go through the chain and you tries to exchange the information through that, and then at the end verify all that information, you need to secure them in a way that not only the data in motion will be secure, but as well the governance will be attached to the data, so we can reason based on that in which jurisdiction the data were created.
Thank you very much for talking to me today.
Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed day 2 of Identity Week.
Thank you very much for having me.